With its youthful, entrepreneurial population, Africa has got everything to play for. Forget the old cliches, this is a young continent ready to take advantage of all the opportunity that new decentralized technologies can offer. EMURGO is one of the three founding organisations behind Cardano. Here's Curtis Thayer to share some further thoughts on what Africa holds.
In the technology industry, oftentimes we talk about this idea of the innovator's dilemma, right? That when you innovate a technology, oftentimes you get entrenched in that space. And if you look at the macro technology space in general, many Western countries and many Western industries are kind of entrenched in this. And this is why in Africa you see them adopting a lot of new technologies very fast. Mobile banking and mobile payment was one of those that we saw, right? So I think Africa's in an excellent place to leapfrog a lot of the systems because they don't have that old guard necessarily of technological weight that they are responsible for carrying around. The other thing about Africa is more of the macro space. So obviously Africa has a very, very young population and a population that's very excited about new technology and is very knowledgeable about it as well. Adoption of blockchain and cryptocurrency has been very high in Africa, and that's very encouraging for us. Africa has the highest rate of entrepreneurship of any continent in the world. And if you look at countries specifically in West Africa, like Ghana, for example, I believe has the highest rate of female entrepreneurship of any country anywhere. And again, this is the promise of Africa in many ways, is this idea of kind of this groundswell of people who understand technology, who are excited about changing the future, and are capable and this culture of entrepreneurship that exists there as well. I think the real opportunity in Africa doesn't lie in coming up with some like Africa-ready product and showing up and selling it there, but providing some tools and a platform to enable entrepreneurs and people who intimately understand a lot of problems that exist on the continent and understand them oh too well. Providing them with the tools and platform to build businesses themselves. In terms of the enterprise space, one area that we're really excited about is around track and trace, especially in the agriculture industry. For a few years, we've been working on a project in Indonesia around the coffee industry. And the idea there was to empower farmers who had sustainable practices and small family farms to be able to really tell their story and build trust on a global scale. Right? A lot of times with complex supply chains, there's a difficulty for large organizations to really understand and trust where their product is coming from and making sure that it's farmed sustainably and in practices that are consistent with their values, right? Now, there are many farms, of course, that do that, but how do they build that trust? And so I'm very happy to say that this project so far has been going very well. We have dozens of farms now within this ecosystem, and we've really built this transparent, immutable ecosystem in the Indonesian coffee space. Now, when you translate this to Africa, obviously Africa has a cornucopia of agricultural industries, right? Of course, coffee in East Africa is one. We also have teams on the ground in Ghana looking at the cocoa industry, which is another industry that seems every couple of years there's some issue with this supply chain, right? So while trace in the agriculture space is excellent, I think it can bring a lot of transparency and really empower a lot of small farms. I think that mission is really important. But actually the way that we at EMURGO see trace specifically is really more as a platform.